English, you motherfuckers.
Like beans, you are just you are such an enigma of a man.
I like pinto beans.
Imagine looking like John and going around town saying you don't like refried bean. I mean,
dude,
I thought,
sure you don't.
That's what happened.
I like lima beans.
You look like you were made of refried beans.
Lima beans are delicious. They're like the other broccoli.
You're made of
Lima
refried beans
beans?
like an adobe building, and just like adobe clay refried beans made. Yeah,
I would love that if I was the
You would
the
love
quick
that if
stuff
you're made of beans.
marshmallow man. It was a marshmallow man, but made out of beans.
I just don't get it. Refried beans are like the most unhealthy ones. They're made with lard. They're like incredible.
I don't like the texture. Really, it's not even the taste. I just don't like I don't like how tough it could be sometimes. I've had good refried beans.
You're
Don't get me wrong.
talking about refried beans at a bad Mexican restaurant where they mold to the plate and then they get that crust around
Think
them.
about old crusty refried beans.
Yeah, shit like that. I don't. But that's like 90%.
No one likes those.
That's like 90% of refried beans.
I don't know where
refried
it is
beans. I don't know what fine refried beans you guys are having at Nobu Sushi or something. I don't know where the fuck you're going. Where are you getting nice refried beans?
Beans that haven't been sitting out under a heat lamp.
That's
all
a bit of a
day.
flail to flip cultures like that. You kind of flail it.
Okay, sorry, I'm not getting...
I'm not at Nobu eating refried beans.
I don't know what fucking...
I only have access to old crusty refried beans. Sorry, I don't live in a palace.
Beans are old
I don't
and
live in a palace. I can't make beans.
We
refried
truly
beans
are. We are. We're a minute in, and this is the Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast.
No,
I like them out of the can. I like a good... Did Trader Joe's refried beans?
Yeah, they're not crusty even out of the
Yeah,
can.
those are the
I've had
worst
jalapeno.
ones.
They're delicious.
You have to
I like
stir
those
them a
too.
lot.
No,
you have to really
You
mash
gotta
them
put
down.
water in
I will open the can cold, eat them out of the can.
Well, that's all right. Something you've
What are
been.
you fucking... What are you like? What are you, Rorschach? What's going on here?
Yarmul's over here.
Fucking insane.
You've been
so good,
you've been
dude.
indoctrinated
By Trader Joe's.
by a people. You're eating refried beans out of the can. That's
Creepy,
crazy.
man.
What kind of people is that?
creep.
Mexicans. It
I
smells.
don't think they do that.
No, they don't do that.
I know. I think
You're a psycho.
I think you're a Mexican wigger. You think that's what they do. It smells like dog food. First off,
No,
if they're
it
not
doesn't.
cooked, yes, it does.
The
And
Trader Joe's ones are
No, it smells good.
delicious.
pretty much anything.
Trader
opening
Joe's
from a can
refried
smells like
beans
dog
out of the
food.
can all day.
That's like stoner shit. That's like 20. Remember when we were stoned out of our minds that one time and we put cottage cheese on chips with Tabasco?
Yes,
That was a great day.
Yep.
Me
That's how
and
I got.
Devan,
I got
That's good shit too.
I got
Yeah.
skinny. When I graduated high school, I started smoking weed all the time, and I was like, oh my god, trees! I kind of like going outside, so I'd take walks. And then I would come home, and my mom, there was the only thing that was sweet in the house was apples, and then she had she had a whipped cream. So I'd get really high, and I'd go grab an apple, and I'd put whipped cream on every bite of the apple. I would go through apples all day and night.
Yeah.
Started like losing weight just eating fruit.
Nice.
Whipped cream and apples.
With whipped cream, and then you and I lived together. We had nothing, and
Yeah.
we had cottage cheese and like Tabasco and like blue corn tortilla chips, and we tried to make like white woman nachos, basically.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a pretty big show here today, folks. A lot of really weird things are happening in our lives, especially Connor's.
I feel this feels sadistic. Actually, I don't know, but yeah, I don't.
Just spill it, dude.
I don't know.
This is real. First off, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we're a comedy show, but like we have a really real, disgusting.
Let's just say it's time to actually form a posse.
We are, yeah.
Joey and I have no idea the actual full story, and I don't know how I'm going to react.
I think you know pretty much the whole
You know
story.
most of the
But
stuff.
I know there's like deets I don't know. That's
There is a lot of new info that I've been very curious about that I was
Yeah.
asking about yesterday. You guys said, let's save it
So
for the
I
pod.
kind of got the gist
Let
of
me
it.
set it up real quick. I was like, or not set up your story, but like how I found out about it.
Okay.
I was in Lake Havasu with my family, Lake Trump, Trump Lake. It's MAGA Lake. You float, you get in a boat, and you float on top of the sweat of minorities. And you ride around, you jump in the sweat of minorities. You get out, you have a good time. The sun's beating down on you. There's a bunch of like really disgusting white women twerking on boats that look like they look like snowmen made out of Fritos.
They look like they're having a seizure.
Yeah, and I get a text in the group text, and Connor goes, "My dad got knocked out by a neo-Nazi."
Yeah.
It sends a picture of Connor's dad, who is he's 70 years old.
He's
He
a
looks
70-year-old
amazing,
man.
but he with a brutal black eye.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
It looks like a post-fight interview.
And it was such a ridiculous sentence that I kind of put the phone away. I was like, Connor's doing a bit or something. Maybe it's Halloween.
But that's such a concise way to say it. I don't know, because people keep asking me about the 4th of July party, and I have to be like, well, it's canceled. And they go, why? And I go, well, my dad was beat up by a neo-Nazi.
Connor's family 4th of July party, yeah.
So there's no other way to say it, but my dad was beat up by a neo-Nazi. He was on a little vacation with my mother in a small mountain town in Southern California. And he was at a bar, and they had just gotten there. This is the story I got. So they're out all day. They're staying the night there. They're drinking all day, breweries, bar hopping, all that stuff. They go for a nightcap at this last bar.
This is the place they stay at. The one that your dad had to like break the window or something. Is it the same place?
No, that's Kernville.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like if anyone's ever seen Murder Mountain.
Yeah.
On Netflix. It's not like high. It's it's not that secluded, but it's one of those towns at the bottom of mountains. It's the first level of the Nazis.
Shit rolls down.
It's where you apply.
It's where and
then if you get in,
let you go up.
If you get in, they raise you to like halfway in the mountain.
You're a level 1 mage Nazi.
And then when you get made, then you get to live at the top of the mountain and you just snipe people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're Zeus Nazi.
Yeah, you get to ride your ATV at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, so this is the story I got. They're drinking all day. They stop by the local bar that's right next to their hotel room. And they walk inside. They know a few people. They know the bartender. They have a friend in there. They're there for not even like 10 minutes, I think. And this mutual friend they have, this guy, I think his name is, I don't know. It doesn't matter his name. And my dad's like, let me buy you a shot. And this guy goes, no, let me buy you a shot. He goes, I'm buying everyone a shot. And there's like these 2 young guys next to my parents and this other guy. And they all take a shot. My dad gets a beer. And my dad, he's a very lovey-dovey, hands on the shoulder. How you doing? Laughing and smiling, singing, reading poetry. He's the nicest drunk of all time. Mm-hmm. And out of nowhere, this one young guy, shaved head, neo-Nazi, looks at my dad and he goes, what are you, some kind of fucking Jew? My dad's like, no. And he goes, well, are you some kind of faggot? And he goes, well, I'm not gay because that's my wife and I'm not Jewish, so neither of the things are true. And it gets a little heated. And my dad's like, well, then fuck you. And the other guy, their mutual friend, goes, hey, man, you need to get the fuck out of here. This guy's nuts. And it's like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, leave right now. And he goes, well, let me close my tab. They go, we got your tab. Just get the fuck out of here.
Wow, that guy's known to be violent.
He's a known psychopath in this town.
Yep.
My dad walks outside. He's down the block. This dude chases my dad down from behind him. Superman punches my dad in the back of the head. This is the detail.
This is a 70-year-old man.
70-year-old man. My dad's, this guy, I think, is like 30, right? But my mom described it as he jumped and punched my dad from behind on the side of the face, right?
Dad.
In the eye?
Not in the eye. So on the other side, in the right side of the face, right here, got punched. My dad's face fell, hit a parked car. Then he fell back and cracked his skull open on the pavement.
What gave him the black eye?
The face hitting the car.
Hitting the car.
God, fucking Christ, dude.
So, according to my mom, it was like, I feel so bad for her. Oh my God.
That's going to be horrifying.
She said the second my dad hit the ground, he just started snoring.
Yeah.
Couldn't even imagine. And then the mutual friend, ran out and was helping my dad, woke him up. They got him back to the hotel room.
Where'd the fucking neo-Nazi go?
Ran. Punch and run. Like
what
he
did like
the knockout game to my dad. Mm-hmm. Just ran up, punched him.
If he's a racist, he should not. Come on, you're kind of stealing from.
You're biting a little bit.
You're biting.
Cultural appropriation.
You're being kind of a culture vulture, my friend.
What are you? Thought your dad was an old Chinese woman in Times Square.
You guys prefer to keep cultures separate, but okay.
First of all, you're not black and he's not Chinese. So what are we doing here? Yeah, so I don't know. So he helps him back to the hotel room. My mom runs back to the bar screaming like somebody really hurt my husband. There's a nurse at the bar. She goes back to the hotel room to help my dad, like nurses him back. They call an ambulance. EMTs come. They kind of clear my dad. They're like, do you want to go to the hospital? He's like, no. Because he's also fucking hammered.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they go to sleep that night, which he shouldn't have. It's shocking that he did that.
I can't believe that. I also can't believe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The sleeping is insane. And also just... if he was so drunk, like thank God he didn't have like an open cut or a wound, because doesn't it take forever to stop a cut?
He did.
When you're drunk, your blood is so much
So should
thinner.
we put the picture up?
I didn't want to put the fucking.
Well,
Is
that was the
he
whole
okay
point.
with this?
He's definitely okay with this.
It's his favorite show.
It's his favorite show. My dad loves the show.
Well, welcome to.
He likes 3 of the people on the show.
And this neo-Nazi may or may not have been a hired gun by me, but
All right. Well, that's insane.
So it looks
my
like
sweet father Paul.
Oh, his head was bleeding in the back, I bet.
Yeah, the back of his head. I saw it today. He has stitches all over the back of his skull.
Oh my god.
And a fractured skull, we found out.
Fractured skull.
This is him in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
unbelievable.
Christ.
Poor
And
guy.
your dad looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks
That's
great.
a 70-year-old man.
He looks like he could be in the remake of like Point Break.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Patrick Swayze.
that's the hottest 7-year-old gay Jew that I've ever seen in my entire life.
And it's so upsetting that this like the Irish. He's a little Italian too.
He's half Irish, half Italian.
It's just so annoying that those form to make a nose that gets you in trouble.
And I could see the Philly accent being mistaken for like a Jewish.
definitely
thing.
East Coast, which is
Yeah,
more
yeah,
Jewish. Yeah.
I was
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
like if your dad like when the guy goes, "What are you, a Jew fag?" and your dad goes, "You're being redundant."
I mean, all this to say that this is just it's Ben Avery's fault, and
The guy, he was watching the live stream on his phone.
he thought my dad was Dave Portnoy.
He goes, "What'd you say, Gelman? You trying to buy me a shot? What are you, fucking fat?"
He goes, "One punch, you know the rules." So, yeah, I mean, they woke up the next day, drove back to their hospital, Kaiser in Panorama City.
Careful. Yeah.
And, yeah, the doctors right away, the nurses were like, well, we have to get you a CAT scan. And then he had a fractured skull, so then he had to wait to see a neurologist. The neurologist was like, yeah, you have a fractured skull. But they can't do anything until it's cleared by the neurologist. So
Wasn't it a neurosurgeon?
Well, neurosurgeon, yeah, I don't know, same thing, right? The guys who work with the brain, doctors in the brain field. So, I mean, it was all day at the hospital. I just kept thinking also, I was like, what a hangover. Holy
Yeah,
shit. Could
yeah.
you even imagine?
A cracked skull.
Just hammered, get knocked out at like midnight, worst sleep of all time, wake up, bleeding everywhere, swollen face.
I looked into this after I heard about it from your dad, but so apparently if there's a skull fracture like bigger than 3 centimeters, you're required to stay for monitoring.
Yeah.
And then they have to make a decision about will this heal on its own or do we have to go in and like do surgery, put a plate in and all that.
Yeah.
So they cleared him.
So luckily, yeah, no plate, no surgery. But yeah, just a random crazy act of violence against my sweet, sweet father.
So
And,
then, in the aftermath of trying to be like, well, wait, who the fuck? What? Like, let's get down to business here. There needs to be some consequences.
So
doesn't seem to be any recourse.
there's been zero recourse.
This guy kind of seems like a made man in this neo-Nazi town.
Right. Well, so John and I's first reaction in the group text upon hearing about this is, instantly call the cops, press
Yeah.
charges.
Yeah.
He's probably known for being a violent psycho in the
Cops
town.
will probably know exactly where
They're
to pick
probably
him up.
waiting for this.
Which
time.
he is, because Connor told me a story that your parents were out there one other year.
So yeah, like 2 years ago, because they go there like all the time. They go there like 2 or 3 times a year, and they were there doing like a bar crawl event that they weren't like partaking in. But one of their friends up there was like, "Come with us to the next bar," and like, "No, we're gonna stay here." And they go, "Well, if you stay here, just watch out for that guy.
That's the fucking guy.
He's a piece of shit." And my mom's like, "I'm pretty sure that's the same guy." And they go, "That guy's a piece of shit. He's the son of the bar owner, but watch out for him. He's a fucking
He's the son of the bar owner.
So now it's this whole conspiracy. So my mom, and I feel so bad for them because getting the story straight for them is almost impossible.
Because they're so hammered.
It happened when they're hammered. They wake up delirious, hungover, confused, scared. And so just getting information from these people is almost impossible. So my mom went back to the bar the next morning and confronted like the bar owner. She was like, "Well, my father got hurt. I mean, my husband got hurt here." And this guy instantly reacts like, "Oh, fuck, I think it was my son. I think my son was involved." And my mom was going, "Oh, we don't know who it was, but keep talking," kind of a thing.
Very, yeah.
And so, yeah, he wouldn't get the story straight from her or vice versa. And it just got so convoluted. And my parents were like, "Well, fuck, we have to leave and go to the hospital." So they had to put that behind them. And my dad has now been calling the bar every day since to get the story from the guy. And they're at the point now of completely gaslighting my father. My dad's like, "Well, I was knocked out by somebody who I think is your son." And they're like, "Oh, everyone was so drunk. The guy who walked you home said you fell."
Oh, okay.
Your mom witnessed it.
My mom witnessed it. Also fell off what, a fucking 3-story building? What are you talking about? Who falls like that?
Well,
That's
wait,
insane.
So have they called the cops yet?
So, yeah, they've called the cops. Well, I don't really know what's happening. It's hard to get the story straight because I'm not really sure when the cops were called, but my dad talked to the sheriff's office today. And they're even being weird about it because my dad called the bar and they're being vague about it, gaslighting him. My dad called the pet store next door to the bar because they have a camera outside. And even that lady's being like, I don't really know what's happening
So
here.
we just sell German Shepherds, sir.
If
If you want to know what's going on in this town, call 999. That's our 911.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just starting to feel like this big, like, small town conspiracy to protect this weird fucking
That's
violent
100% what it
neo-Nazi.
is. Everyone goes to the bar. The bar the fucking guy that talked to your dad he's the owner of the bar, and he kept being like, I think it's my kid. It's like, what the fuck?
And now he's being like, my son. I don't know. Oh, and here's the other thing too. My dad was talking to the guy on the phone, and he was like, look, man, your son knocked out a 70-year-old man. And the guy was like, who the fuck is the 70-year-old man you're talking about?
He's like, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We can drop it there. Hangs up.
He's like, you knocked out a 55-year-old guy.
I love that while my dad's confronting this guy about his neo-Nazi son, just catches like a random compliment stray. It's like, well,
He goes, well, so first of all, I work out a decent amount, but
he goes, and I dye. I'll be honest with you, I do dye my hair. It's okay. So, yeah, and he's like, yeah, this, you knocked out the 7-year-old man. He was screaming Jew and faggot to me. And he was like, he was calling you a Jew? My dad's like, yes. And he goes, his mother's Jewish. Why would he?
That's why he's calling you a Jew. That's why he's a fucking neo-Nazi.
a lot of the biggest Jew haters are like half Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ryan Gosling in The
Yeah.
Believer.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
He hates his Yenta mom.
I'm starting to think he's a closeted homosexual Jewish man.
Yeah, I
This guy
imagine
knocked my
so.
father out, you know, really just projecting onto my dad.
Have we considered that your dad was in like the Borat one piece, wearing a yarmulke, like trying to suck him off, and he was a self-defense punch? We should consider all possibilities.
You
here.
never know.
I don't know, but that's the thing about my dad is like I know him. He's the sweetest drunk. He's just all love. And I was like, well, maybe in that town he got into like a political argument because he's a big anti-Trump guy. That didn't even happen.
That's
None
what
of
I
that
thought.
happened.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
This truly happened for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
This guy was
sounds
just
like he was basically just like being aggressive to the point where your dad eventually was like, all right, then fuck you then, whatever. Like, we don't have to talk.
Yeah.
And that guy was insane and violent and took that as like, oh, you want to fucking fight me?
Yeah, in my head, it's like Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea. He was just sitting there waiting for someone to even graze his shoulder so he could knock them out. That guy was going to punch somebody that night.
He's an
I don't think
extremely
it's-
violent person.
We're just doing like hypotheticals, and I'm sure your father is loving this right now from the confines of a hospital room.
No, he's home and he's safe.
Okay, he's home. All
He's
right,
okay.
thank
He's
God.
home. He's home.
I feel like knowing your dad, I don't feel like your dad said anything cunty to this guy or anything. I feel like the guy didn't like new guy in the bar.
Charismatic, charming, kind of take. He's the new cool
Buying
guy.
shots, holding a little bit of court,
Kind of looking like a movie star.
looking
a little
like,
bit.
and he looks great.
Yeah.
And I think it sets off puny-brained neo-Nazi fags.
He goes, hey, are you that gay Jew Patrick Swayze?
And I gets no, and he's dead. So I'm none of those things.
And I don't. And your dad gets. Your dad was. I can almost see it. Your dad goes, hey, he's touching the guys he knows at the bar. He's like,
Which to
"Shut-"
guys like that, that's gay.
And then that
crazy.
guy goes, who's this fucking man?
Yeah.
And
He made this
that.
retarded little, coward of a person feel even smaller than he already is. And he got violent and angry, started gay bashing and Jew bashing. Saw an old man that he could target in a parking lot. They didn't even have the balls to fight him in a fair fight. Sucker punched him in the back of the head.
That's what makes me so bad is my dad was a collegiate wrestler. He can
Yeah.
defend himself.
Yeah. No, if he would have,
That's what my dad's also equally as upset about, too. He goes, I wish the motherfucker swung on me and I could see it because I could have fucking done something.
your dad's
Yeah.
strong.
Your
When
dad's-
I play wrestle with
powerful.
him. He started play wrestle with me at your house one time, and I was like, holy shit. This is
He's a master of momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can
he's
really manipulate your body weight, take you down. I mean, he broke some guy's arm at our local bar in Tahunga like 10
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Same thing. This guy tried to sucker punch him. He saw his arm, took him down, snapped his arm.
Yep, and then the next fucking week, the guy was at the bar with like a neck brace on. He apologized to
to
him
my dad
in front of Connor's mom.
So just a sucker punch the sweetest drunk man of all time who could have easily defended himself. It's just all around so upsetting, and I want to kill this man.
And we keep trying to think about what our recourse is. You know, like can we do a little like Amagansett sock check on this town?
What you mean by that is dox them.
It's starting to.
I think that's fair
Connor's
game at
dad
this
has asked
point.
us not
Totally.
to.
I know we're not going to.
Do not bring up the name
We're
of the
not
town.
going to.
But it is. It feels like we're in a bit of a hopeless position.
Well,
right
actually,
now.
it's not hopeless at all.
No.
So there's an obvious solution. I'm sure your dad's already thought about this. But if the police are not going to go forward with pressing charges, even though your mom's a witness, the next step then is to start a lawsuit against the bar.
That's the problem, though. It didn't happen in the bar. That's where it
happened on their property.
No, it was on the sidewalk.
Yeah, but they allowed it.
Sue the town.
It was
Civil suits don't have that much like crazy.
Exactly.
It's not like a criminal court. They have. I think habeas corpus doesn't really matter so much as it's up to the judge.
in a criminal court. You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the bar is guilty of this. Of being responsible for this.
They could have overserved the neo-Nazi.
Right.
They overserved the neo-Nazi.
In a civil suit, they allowed this guy to be there with a known history of violence. They served him alcohol. They got him fired up.
They got him. It's like how you can get sued if you let somebody drive drunk home from your bar.
Absolutely.
They got him drunk and he Nazi'd.
It's a slam dunk. So I'm sure your dad's already thought about this, and maybe he's on top of it already. But if he called the bar and said, like, look, you could either tell us who this guy is, allow us to press charges and go through the legal proceedings that way, or we are going to pursue a lawsuit against you guys, and you could talk to my lawyer, and it's kind of a slam dunk case. We have an eyewitness.
You know what we could do?
But I think
we ask Ebner. Ebner know what to do.
Sure, Ebner is a private detective who would have a very good solution.
In the aftermath of this, though, what I get worried about is like if this goes deeper.
There's no deep.
They could come fucking. There's gonna be more consequences.
That's not a fucking TV show. This
Exactly.
guy's a loser. He's a loser in a small town who's the son of a bar owner.
Who has
The
nothing
bar
to
owner
lose
probably
and is a violent
the
psychopath.
bar owner
probably
is on the
knows a bunch of retards.
No, he doesn't.
dude.
He doesn't
No.
have a single person loyal to him enough to go
Sounds like
attack
there's a
an
whole
old
town
man.
loyal to him.
No, the dad is
the-
big on the Chamber of Commerce, and that's why the sheriffs aren't fucking with his dad.
The friends that Connor's dad
His allies that
knows
night
from
are
town
like-
are lying now about.
Yeah, they're his
Really?
buddies. They're willing to hey, let's not rat out our buddy. That's much different from hey, let's go do violent actions against an old man. It's
I
like
think if more than the family is being is being manipulated into feeling a way of like I'm not going to speak up over such a vicious crime. There's something creepy going on.
no, it's just buddies not wanting to rat out the local.
I've kicked out dozens of violent psychopaths
Exactly.
from my bar that are known criminals who are constantly. None of them have ever come back and fucked with me.
You press charges, get a restraining order. If you want to be really overcautious and paranoid, look over your shoulders when you go to your car at night or whatever. Make sure you get an alarm system.
Dad, just press charges and live in fear. How about that?
I don't.
He's already living. He's currently living in fear about being like, oh no, is this guy gonna hurt me again?
My mom had this insane reaction to me saying I'm going to talk about the podcast. By the way, my dad's encouraging me to talk about the podcast.
Sure.
Send me those photos. Be like, show him. And my mom's like, I just have this fear. Maybe I'm being crazy, but like, he doesn't know who your father is. And I'm afraid that one day this guy who punched your dad is listening to Hate Watch. And he goes, oh, it's Connor McNutt's dad. And I'm like, oh, you think those are our fans,
that's-
Mom? What the hell? Oh, you got it right, Mom.
I was like, I don't know.
My mom's genuinely...
He's subscribed.
My mom's genuinely afraid.
Hate Watch comes up.
It's rimming a bubble. He killed your dad.
She's genuinely afraid that this is like one of our biggest fans.
We're gonna post this, and all the YouTube comments are gonna be like, "I was there that night. It was fine."
I know that guy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I
It's
mean, he
a-
talked to the sheriff's office today, so I know that's the latest, and he's waiting for like the sheriff to call him back.
He took a few days to heal up and get his wits about him. I'm sure he's taking the right steps. I'm sure that he's already considering the stuff that I've considered.
And there's no the
Is there-
statute of limitations.
Yeah, there's no
to this
rush. He's
shit,
got
yeah.
years.
Is there footage?
Well, that's the
They're
thing.
not
Is
gonna
like
get the
they're not.
footage.
They can't. They're not giving him to my dad when he asked for it. So that's why he's waiting for the sheriffs to get involved. If the sheriffs do nothing, then he'll, I think, fine.
It's been deleted if they're
Yeah, it's been
protecting him
deleted.
at all.
Well, no, but if it's on a sidewalk, it could be from a
sure,
from
other-
a stop sign,
other
a stoplight or
businesses may
something.
have-
It could be like city footage.
A lot of
Absolutely.
those
So-
things delete themselves after 24 hours.
We'll see what the sheriffs do. If not, then maybe he'll take legal action. But again, it's like, what to what end? It's like, this guy's clearly a loser, drinks at his dad's bar. What money
He should
you gonna
go
get
to
out of
prison.
this?
No,
should
the
go to-
bar
he
should
should
be in
go to-
prison for years.
He sues the bar.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how that holds up in court.
Honestly,
really.
you should
I
sue
think
the
that's
young
a-
man.
I think that's a slam dunk. I'm talking a little bit out of school, but I think that
I really don't know anything, so maybe you're probably right. But
if we can establish the fact that he's a known violent guy
He was overserved.
and he was served anything or a violent person allowed in the bar at all is already liability.
yeah. Me and Deborah were talking the other day. It's really one of those moments, though, where you're like, you wish you were connected. It's like mob ties.
Yep.
No, I would love to just send a guy up there, be like, go take care of him.
It's a real, sorry folks, but I love The Sopranos, and it relates to almost any situation in life. Obviously, apparently in our lives, it's a real Mustang Sally situation.
Absolutely.
You hope you want to be able to send one of your dad's old friends that's about to die, and he has like an inhaler, and he goes and domes this guy.
Send the Terminator over.
Just send Bobby Bacala's father over with emphysema.
I think we should go 1A this place, though.
I would absolutely do
I would
that,
love to
100%.
go and just kind of film
Film
out front.
Bring our mace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring some mace.
Kind of not a bad idea.
Oh, see if the neo-Nazi comes at us. That'd be
That's
great.
what I'm saying, yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
By the way,
If anyone does, it'll be the fucking neo-Nazi who comes at us.
listen, we'll kick the shit out of him.
Yeah, oh, good God.
You bring
yeah.
your shotgun.
Oh, I'm going to blow his head off. Joey's going to put him in a body lock, and I'm going to stick the barrel of the gun in his mouth and blow his head off.
Gun his head, shoot him in the head.
It pulls his shoulder off,
You
too.
hold his head.
Hold his head while I blow it off. That's infuriating. 'Cause
Joey's just covered in buckshot, being like, good shit, John.
We got him.
it really.
His neck. I go, I think we got him.
It's just his lower jaw with his tongue flopped out. No, it's really sad because I talked to your dad last 4th of July for a long time, and then I talked to him on your birthday, and he recommended like a great book to me, and I read the book and really loved it. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited to talk about more books with your dad, and then he gets beat up by a neo-Nazi.
And now he can't read.
Well, it's so it pisses me off because he's so nice.
Your dad
I
is
know.
like the most likable guy.
Such a great guy.
I know, and I feel like this is weird, like misconception about me and my dad, because I've talked about him being mean to me a few times. He's the best dad of all time.
Yeah, he seems
I love
awesome.
him to death. He's so much fun to drink and hang out with.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's sucks.
Warmest, nicest guy. Says the nicest stuff and is just like also just
Funny as hell.
so likable, so knowledgeable, very funny, great hang every time. Yeah.
I love
But
it.
also, not
but he's a Jew fag.
and not to just shit on my dad, but also kind of gay. Like, he is very
Touchy.
gay when he's so too like a tough neo-Nazi kind of guy.
I mean, if we
I
went
think
to
it's
this
just the
bar,
Latin part of him, though. The Italian, just
This
really
is-
touchy.
I don't know. I think he just does present gay.
If Joey and I were drunk at this bar coming down from like the mountains, and we were like, let's get a little hammered. If we were drunk, the guy would think we're the biggest homosexual couple of all time.
We're like rubbing John. We go, you're my Maurice. Kissing him. We're kissing John. You're my Maurice. He goes, hey, you guys fucking Jew fag. Bro. Like, no, he's just a Maurice.
That's what you say to this violent criminal.
You guys
you fucking Jew
Oh,
fag?
it's our Maurice.
No, to somebody like that, it's like you do like a extended handshake. And
You
like,
don't make eye
look at-
contact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
above that is gay to
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
If this guy comes out, I don't know if you're going to be able to rein it in, though.
What do you mean?
If the guy comes out and like confronts us yelling at us if we want to
yeah,
this place, Connor, would you
what-
be able to like chill? And
No,
not,
let's
like,
let him fight us. We'll beat
No,
the
I
fuck
want
out
him to
of
touch me as soon as possible so I can mace his
Okay,
ass.
there we go.
That's the whole point.
We're gonna mace him. He's
That's
gonna
what
be part of the boo
Amberganza
party.
wants. Every time he 1A's a place, he wants to get touched as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it sucks that he doesn't live in like Florida or a place where you could just shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, deeply upsetting. And
Yeah. Well,
the way I found out too, by the way, was really funny because we were riffing about it in the group chat. My mom calls me, to break the news. And she literally goes, "Hey, honey," and I go, "Hey, mom." She goes, "So bad news. We have to cancel the 4th of July party." And I go, "Oh no, why?" And she goes, "Well, your father was beat up by a neo-Nazi." And I go, "Well, how about you lead with that? I really don't give a shit about this party at all." But it was so funny. It's just like, Hey, honey, lunch is canceled. Your dad stepped on a landmine. He's now a million pieces. So lunch is off.
Hey, sweet Connie, you know the shoes you left at the house? Yeah, so you might want to get new shoes because we lost those in the house fire. They just killed Dylan and his wife.
It is.
Yeah,
It's God. Well,
deeply upsetting. And
praying
he's
for
all
your
right. He's
dad.
recovering.
Glad he's doing better.
Yeah.
God. And by the way, folks, what fucking podcast on earth has the stories that we have each year?
Yeah, give it up for my dad. He's fighting homeless people, getting knocked up by neo-Nazis. All for you people.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay?
when I heard this, I didn't believe it all for a second because I believed it, but I was kind of like, what is going on with your dad? It's like homeless people are chasing him with their fucking like sticks, and it something about it. I was like drunk on a boat, and I was kind of like, huh?
Like it's kind of trolling me a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like a troll for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But god damn it. And then, Joey almost got killed by a serial killer. John,
Moving to an apartment.
John is John.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, John. We just, by the way, picked up John at his new apartment. Mm-hmm. He doesn't live in an office anymore.
I'm office free.
He's office free.
He's got a bathroom.
I got a bathroom. It's crazy. He's waking up and like pissing.
Going to the bathroom?
I wake up and I piss in privacy.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Brushing my teeth and not being scared that someone's gonna walk in on you.
It's trippy.
It's crazy.
It's a trip.
Not washing my pans in a bathroom sink that's public.
Are you already feeling like a lot of stress lifted?
I'm feeling like fucking, like I just got back from war or something, and I'm trying to figure out how to use chairs again.
Sure.
You feel like
I'm sitting on the floor. Yeah, I'm like.
He feels like Brooks in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
He's gonna hang himself in a month because it's too easy.
I'm Casey Affleck in that movie.
Yeah,
where
he's
he's
gonna.
screaming.
Knopf was here. He's made best friends with a crow.
Out of the furnace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you, Johnny. It's a pretty sick place.
Yeah.
Big
Great.
windows. Not going to dox you on this in the new one. No doxing him in the new one.
No doxing me.
Because we gave his office address out a few times.
My building has insane security, though. The
Your new
daytime
one.
security
Yeah,
guys,
they'd
they
never
look
get
normal. The daytime
Can we
security
say
guys are
that?
normal. They got guys with handguns on the courtyard at night.
Can we give it out then? If you're
No,
that
don't give
safe?
it out, but just like, Jesus.
Doesn't sound that
I don't
safe.
want anybody to get shot.
He lives at the Weston Bonaventure.
I live at the Bonaventure.
Well, folks, Kohberger. Bryan
Big friggin'
Kohberger has been found guilty. This cocksucker caved to the witch hunt.
Oh, I hate this.
Damn kangaroo court.
They got in his head and they convinced him he was guilty of killing all these people.
I think he's not even convinced that he's guilty. I think they scared him with the death penalty, and he was like, "I'm innocent, but I have to say I'm guilty because I don't want to get fucking. I don't want the death penalty."
yeah.
What, a big lethal injection, or what? Do you get to choose how you die?
So I don't know if he gets
You
to
get
choose.
you get punched to death by a neo-Nazi. I mean, between this and my dad, I might as well fucking kill myself. What kind of world do we live in?
But so, Johnny, I don't know if he gets to choose, but Idaho's the last state in America, I believe, that still has a firing squad.
That'd be so funny if they shot him.
That was a realistic.
That was a realistic possibility?
They could have killed him with a firing squad, and so that's why he was finally like, all right, I guess I'll say that I'm guilty, even though obviously
I was getting Culvers that night.
Yeah, I was driving around,
So I
looking
I
at the
was
stars.
Sorry, I was.
Why would he kill you?
It's
That
just-
wouldn't
it's-
stab a fly.
It sucks to watch the end of an era for this show.
We fought for him.
It's yeah, it is. It's Kobe's last game,
There's still some juice to squeeze out of this because he's gonna.
Because now I want to hear about the motives. Now that he's already admitted, I want to hear about. Even though he's gonna have to be. He'll be making up the motive. Obviously, the guy was completely innocent and didn't do this.
And he's gonna eventually have to tell. I think they'll probably, because part of the plea deal, because they don't have to accept his deal.
Yeah.
They could just be like, no, we don't accept. We'll see you at trial, and you might get the death penalty. So if they decide to accept this plea deal, they might have a condition.
They can still do that.
Could he get off even
No,
though
I
he
think
admitted?
they accepted it, but I'm saying
They accepted it. It's over.
They may have had a condition in the deal that says like, we'll do it, but you have to give us every detail.
The parents of the victims did not want this
No.
whatsoever.
I
They
wouldn't
want to
know
see.
this.
They want to see him
it was
dead.
split. There was like two of the families were like, let's get this over with. Life in prison, that's worse punishment. Like,
It's not.
Because I think
he'd be able to handle himself in prison. I think.
He already lived.
He'd be the head of the woods.
Yeah.
He's shot caller.
The shot caller.
A guy like this already lives in the parameters of his own mind. So prison's he's like, okay, great. I'll just imagine that night every day and jack off to it. And
Dahmer had to beg to get killed in prison.
I think that's what happened too, Devin. I think probably what happened was he was in jail long enough to start going this is not that bad. I have a little routine. He might be getting fan mail.
Yep.
He probably is getting that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've got this attention. Yeah, well,
he's like, Joey keeps writing me these letters. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, and there's psychos in prison that it's called the cockroach man, and his cockroaches run down his sleeve, and he's like, pet him. His name is Ruben, and they're like, I heard you killed 4 whores.
Had you found some whores on
cockroaches would love to meet you.
He goes, tell Ruben your story. So there are types of, you're not a pedophile. In prison, there's got to be psychos
I think
that
women killers.
It's sick that you fucking killed 4 people.
Yeah.
Serial killers who killed adults, I think you get a little bit of, there is a fan. Or a fame, not necessarily even if it's a fan thing, but there is a fame element of it where it's you're in and you're like, oh, you're the fucking guy.
It's good to know some people fucking recognize this game.
Richard Ramirez, though, didn't get that. He wasn't a rapist, though. Kohberger didn't rape anybody.
No.
So I think he but I know killing a young woman, though.
People are way more upset about rape than murder, which is a hilarious thing in our culture.
Ramirez was in the shoe constantly because of that.
Oh, yeah. No, if a rapist goes to the shoe. If you kill a kid, you go to the shoe. If you kill a young adult woman, I think that is still borderline. I think
it's a gray area.
Yeah. I think in prison, the people are not quite as willing to kill you on that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a minding your own business thing. They'll be like, oh, you killed 3 chicks, whatever. Kill a dude, though.
There are probably dudes there with. Yeah, he killed a dude. That's not so easy. It's he came in with a knife. It's not like he did. It was still a little bit of a struggle.
I know 2 guys were in prison with Ramirez, and both of them were people were constantly trying to light him on fire, constantly trying to throw him out windows and shit. I knew one guy who was a trustee in prison with Ramirez, and they had a wheelchair Michael. Yeah, he said they had a yellow box taped in front of his fucking prison cell where no one could get inside that yellow box. People kept trying to throw hot oil on him in his bed.
God.
Yeah, but when you're this guy, Kohberger's famous, obviously, for all the wrong reasons, and by that I mean being an falsely accused man. But, Ramirez was raping, right?
He was raping and killing.
Yeah,
12-year-olds.
I think there's weird
was
prison
the Night Stalker
justice.
raping? I can't remember.
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe he was just killing.
He's the most famous rapist in the
little girls
universe.
and shit.
Was the midnight rapist a rapist?
But no, I do think the Kohberger was in prison long enough to where he was like, this isn't so bad, fuck it. I don't want to get killed because this is kind of nice. I want to keep doing my fan letters. I want to keep hanging out with the cockroach guy.
Wait, what if the cockroach guy, because there's prison law and prison morals, the cockroach guy's like, meet Ruben. He's like, so tell me all about it. And Kohberger goes, I did touch a couple of their pussies. And he goes,
the cockroaches crawl back into his sleep.
Crawls back up and goes, we do not like that.
You touched their what?
You took pussy.
You take the pussy.
You pull your cockroach away.
Let's go, Ruben.
He pulls a cape out of you. He throws smoke on the ground. Disappears from the cell.
I shouldn't have brought you here tonight, Ruben.
I'm sorry you had to hear that, Ruben.
You ruined Ruben's innocence.
Ruben the Cockroach, a new character on the Hate Watch podcast. Oh, man.
Just aghast.
Totally offended once it turns to rape.
Well, I did slip my penis into one of their mouths. I can't believe you.
All right, do you guys want to hear him? I mean, it is kind of crazy to hear it come from the horse's mouth, you know?
Let's see, the living man's a lawyer.
You, on November 13th, 2022, enter the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder.
Yes.
Did you,
Yeah, if that's what you want me to say. If that's what I have to
on
say,
November
yes.
13th, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being?
Yes.
Yes, if
He
you
goes-
don't kill me in a firing squad, yes.
He goes, yeah,
Deliberately
sure.
And with premeditation.
You can't
and
tell.
malice.
He's really rolling his eyes every
Yeah.
time he says yes.
Did you, on or about that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Kaylee Gonzalez, a human being?
Yes.
His whole team is women. They just we're probably clucking, and you want to get away from them. He's like, yes, if it gets me away from these fucking hens, I'll go to prison for the rest of my life.
If I have to be around them without a big K-bar,
By the way, I've never quite heard in court them go a human being. Why
I think that's Idaho,
is it some
specific
Idaho
to
spec-
Idaho,
Okay.
yeah.
That's got a gay.
Willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice aforethought.
Yes.
And did you, on that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being?
Yes.
And did
He
you
goes,
do that
"Yes,
willfully, unlawfully,
Jesus."
premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes. This guy's like, how many did I fucking kill? He forgot.
Pulling his collar, he's like,
He's like,
"Yeesh,
Jesus
ooh, ugh."
Christ. All right, it was a wild night. It was
These whores, they just blend together. I lost count.
I don't just say yes to everything and agree to say yes, yes, yes. I go, yes, 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 yes. Can I go?
Kohberger goes, Judge, are you making these up at this point?
Kernodle, that's not a real name. Come on.
What next? Maggie Simpson? What? Who else I kill?
Who, Lois Griffin, huh?
And then on or about November 13th, 2022, again in Latah County, Idaho, did you kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being?
Yes.
Did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes. Interesting.
He's been working out in prison. You can see it.
He is a really jacked, innocent guy.
I mean, yeah, this is just it's our sick culture, the Me Too movement, culture of
Yeah, the DEI higher defense team.
They dogpile. God forbid you had one bad night with a woman on a date. You had a bad date, and now you
You got a whore on your knife.
I had one bad date.
What are you going to give Aziz Ansari the death penalty now? I mean, this is ridiculous, this witch hunt.
one bad date.
Whose killer reveal why he did it.
This is what I'm interested in now. To be serious here, because he obviously did it. I want to know because he was in the whole. He was in the criminal college.
Yeah.
He was in criminal psychology college. But I don't think they'll get any answers out of him. He's gonna.
I hope that they made that part of the deal.
Like, you better tell us what the fuck you were thinking.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope. I would have
hope.
said that. Why not? It's
They
like,
go. Listen, we'll give you a deal, but you better make it you better be salacious because we have.
Give us the juicy
We have
fucking
part 4
details.
of a documentary to film on Netflix. Like, that's what's sick about our culture.
Is the
is that this is
motivation-
already a doc going on Netflix now. There's a bunch of filmmakers in the back of the room that are like, yes, we can finally sell it to Netflix.
Devin, not only is there a doc, there's actually a feature-length film.
That we will be watching. That Joey is in. We'll be watching the Kohberger film on Vulnerable Kings on the Patreon.
It's going to be the Hollywood Hate Watch.
A
is
return to
back
Hollywood Hate
one
Watch.
time because a lot of people have been asking for it. But yeah, so if you want to watch it home, you go to YouTube, look up Cinema Epoch, EPOCH,
Epoch is
Cinema
so
Epoch, and then Idaho 4. Cinema Epoch, Idaho 4. You can watch the entire movie. It's an hour, 10 minutes, but you will not see the commentary. A lot of by the way, it's like a Tommy Wiseau level bad movie. It's like insanely underproduced and worst acting in the entire universe. The director was a listener.
Yep.
And he is very talented, but he's working for this company that basically says you have one day to make this movie, you have 8 hours, you got to edit it and finish it in within 3 days. So a lot of constraints for him, but he's a very cool guy.
Joey was completely hammered on
shut up,
set, and there's all these the guy had all of Kohberger's victims be played by like whores, basically, like not whores, but just they're extremely hot women. They're all doing like Jello shots with like a buff guy, and then they all get killed, and Joey's this drunk detective looking into it.
Yeah, so I agreed to do it by saying, like, listen, I'll come, but I have to play a drunken detective. I'm going to be actually drunk. I want to show up. I'm going to be able to say whatever I want, and if you agree to all that, then we could do it. And then Connor is telling me, like, dude, you have to basically, like, say that you have diarrhea all the time. He's like, accuse them of all being whores. Connor's like, say this at some point. All these dead whores are making me have diarrhea. So I say that in the movie. I say to the movie.
You posted that clip and it made me almost throw up. I was laughing so hard.
But yes, he portrays all the young women as drunken sluts. He basically in this movie that he does, in his version of the movie, they're drunken sluts who the reason they got killed is because they got so drunk they passed out, and that allowed Kohberger to come in and kill them with a knife because they got so drunk and they're so slutty.
Yes, right.
So it's such an insane exploitation style movie already.
Yeah.
And then I come in and I think that it's a whorehouse. I think the dead Ethan is a gay whore. I go, it's a terrible gay dead prostitute too, huh? I go, yeah, it must be fucking. John comes in, fucks the gay prostitute. All the chicks sucking his dick. Decides to kill me. Don't want to pay. Decides to stab.
And you know what's funny is the beautiful thing about comedy is that, like, I saw our fans on the Patreon because we talked about this on, like, I don't know, Jock Week, I think. And people were like, that's disgusting that this guy's doing that or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I'm like, well, the last 2 years of the podcast has been us making fun of the case and all of the victims. But because we're making jokes about it, this guy's, it's trying to be a serious movie.
No, it's a really brutal exploitation movie. There's no excuse for what he did. It's actually terribly, it's insensitive and irresponsible top to bottom. But if you listen to this pod, if you're listening to this, if you have time to go search what I said, go into the comments and just pretend that it's a really good movie. Yeah. That would help him out because he's getting all the comments right now are people saying this is fucked up. This movie sucks.
Yeah,
everything sucks about it. The acting sucks. Nobody, the actors are all way too old to be the whores. I mean, to be the college women.
You slip back into character there.
Yeah. And then people are being like, and then the detective calls them whores. That's so mean. It's like, wrong dude, Kaylee. Don't say that about Kaylee. But to go and defend the movie, say that, just go ahead and say that it's really well done and accurate. Say it's well done and accurate. That would help him out a lot.
Yeah. It's well done and accurate.
Yeah.
Say that.
Vulnerable King tier, we're watching the entire movie, giving the full background.
But yeah, let's see what this guy thinks on court TV. This might be nothing.
He sets forth the factual basis and admits his guilt. Will he ever, either in court or out of court, talk about why he did it?
Why is he dressed like
Here to help answer that
bus
question,
boy?
Clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. Gary Brucato. He's also the author of The New Evil. Also with us, clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. John Paul Garrison, Dr. G. All right, Dr. Gary Brucato.
That's a judge from Blood Meridian.
We've seen killers, mass killers, serial killers plead guilty before. I just want to remind everyone about what happened when the BTK killer, or Dennis Rader.
Did we have a relationship with the BTK killer's daughter? I forget what was that.
We didn't ever talk to her, but we covered her. She tried to become famous at some point.
It was BTK and a mop. With a mop on
She wrote a book,
Yes,
right?
She wrote a book. Yeah.
She wrote a book, and then she started going on all the shows, and
she was really hot.
Sexy woman.
Yeah. No, we kept saying
Real
that
piece of
he
ass.
put like a mustache over her face on the
Find,
screen.
torture, kill.
Yes.
That guy. Yeah. Okay.
BTK was in court for his guilty plea.
I feel like the guy in the middle, he's going to get up periodically throughout the interview and go take glasses off of the table.
Happened. Let's take a look.
I told her that I used the roofs of being wanted. I was on the run. I needed food, car, warm up, and I asked her. I handcuffed her and kind of talked to her. Told her that I would like to get some food, get her keys to her car, and kind of rest assured, talk with her a little bit, and calmed her down a little bit, and
Like a nice guy to be.
then eventually I checked. I think she was still handcuffed. I went back and checked out where the car was.
BTK, was he a cop?
No.
No, that was the Golden State Killer.
stimulated getting some food, odds and ends in the house that Aiko was leaving. Then went back and removed her handcuffs and then tied her up. And then eventually strangled her.
What did you strangle her with?
So this is after they're comparing this because BTK kind of did the same thing at first. Like he took this deal and then eventually started explaining.
Yeah, I think so.
What he did. Yeah. Okay.
What happened then?
I kind of like Mrs. Hedge. I already figured out I had a plan on leaving and put her in a blanket and drug her to the car and put her in the trunk of the car.
So you were able to
I
strangle
don't know
her
how
to
this
death.
really makes anyone feel any better when a serial killer explains their motive.
It's for the prosecution to have 100% removal of doubt that he could ever be innocent.
I get that, but the whole problem with our justice system as it is now is there's zero. In my opinion, there's very little justice for the actual people, victims, and community where it took place. Like it's just so cold and sterile to me.
Yeah, this is more scary than killing somebody.
Yeah, actually.
Also,
Yeah,
I do bet though that even though this is horrifying and terrible to hear for the victims' families, I think there is still some comfort in finally knowing what happened. Because imagine just like
the unknown is like but why? Or like how did it happen?
Yes.
What are you fucking?
Right.
I think so.
I would want to know details.
If this was your daughter, that would be horrific.
No,
I don't think I'd want to know
the
details.
unknown would still drive me so crazy. I think it would just be like, make this motherfucker spell it out and put him through the ringer. Make him say all the horrible shit that he did.
But as a father to a daughter, you're hoping he's going to be like, yeah, I just tied her up and shot her in the head in the first minute.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I calmed her down. She was crying. I checked back 3 hours later. She was still tied up. Then I decided to strangle her. It's like, that's way worse.
Sure.
No, you don't want to hear torture stuff. Or I mean, that isn't so bad. I'd be okay with that.
Torture stuff?
You'd be okay with this?
I'm saying
I'm good.
I'd be like, you know what? All right. Let him out.
He sounds like a real gentleman.
You were the dad. You know what?
I mean, he sounds like a gentleman. You know?
We've been making a big ado about nothing.
This is much ado about nothing.
But no, I'm saying the unknown would drive me crazier.
What kind of knot? What kind of knot was that? You go, you're an Eagle Scout? I was an Eagle Scout. Want to get a beer? Let him out.
You didn't know you were a freaking sailor or something? Come on. I got a boat.
Yes, sir.
You know, that was a shocking moment none of us are going to forget. And I just wanted to remind the folks at home what can happen at one of these plea hearings. What are your thoughts, Dr. Gary Brucato, about
what are your thoughts,
the accused
Dilbert?
Idaho
wait a minute.
Do you
Hang
think
on,
he will
Devan.
ever-
Pause for a sec. I think this was before what we just watched. And he was saying,
Oh, really?
This is a
Oh,
possibility.
it didn't happen? Okay, my apologies. So
maybe we won't get anything until Kohberger starts wanting the limelight back.
Father of Bryan Kohberger victim apologizes to slain daughter for plea deal. So this one of the guys that was okay with the plea deal. There's like a
drama in court as Bryan Kohberger pleads guilty to stabbing 4 University of Idaho students.
Look at that innocent man stand up normally.
The murder of Madison Mogan.
What if he stood up and he just had a rock hard boner on him?
The murder of Haley Gonzalez.
Could you say the guilty thing one more time?
Jesus Christ, Haley.
The murder of Xana Kernodle, human
you
being.
getting horny?
John, Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Murder
Look
of
at that picture. Go back.
No,
Hold
I'm
on,
not going to look at it.
I'm holding Ruben. I go, Jesus Christ.
Get away from Ruben, John.
It wasn't a sexual killing. Never make it sexual in here.
A human being. How do you plead guilty?
Awooga! Holy shit!
Bryan Kohberger appeared detached as he walked into
Well, they
that
picked, like, the
courtroom
Pog
and seemed to
photo
show
of her.
no
It's
emotion
crazy.
as he admitted to
I'm walking
They
out.
did.
They did pick the poggiest photo of her to show.
Well,
It could have like a normal
unfortunately, John's correct. But
It's crazy.
You're
It's
sick-
like,
you're
that photo's
you're
nuts.
a sick man.
That's insane.
All the people, all the victims, God bless them. They all look like stock. They all look like they were in when you're buying a frame at a
High School
Target
Musical
or
extras,
Ross or
yeah.
something.
each of those 4 college students. He didn't make eye contact with his family members seated in the front row or with any of the victims' relatives, but one of those relatives was grief-stricken, wiping away tears as Kohberger entered each of those guilty pleas.
He was just really cold, and he looked very pale and just no emotion when he's admitting to 4 brutal murders, and I didn't see him look over at the victims' families either.
The judge complained about the public outcry over the plea deal, saying his
The judge,
hands are tied.
Nosferatu, complained about the plea deal.
The judge released the hounds.
The judge demanded more blood, actually.
prosecutor to seek the death penalty.
The shocking plea deal means Kohberger
Wow,
will be
look at him. He's kind of he's like a Heil Hitler guy.
Yeah, he does.
sentenced to 4
look
consecutive
like
life
McVeigh.
prison terms without
He does.
possibility
Yeah,
of
kind of
parole.
McVeigh vibe.
But he is not
time.
required
Yeah.
to reveal details of his horrific crimes.
More like
John.
McSlay, because he's slayed.
Good,
Mixed
good.
Timothy McSlay.
Timothy
Yeah.
McSlay.
Timothy McSlay.
That is angering the victims' families.
Look at the
father
milkers
of
on her.
21-year-old
She's alive, so you can do that.
Called on the judge to reject the plea bargain, calling it a deal with the devil.
You don't think 4 life sentences?
Oh my God.
Who would call him the devil? That's so mean. What is that even? That's not even close to what he looks like.
Who's cutting his hair? Because I can't get it. I can't get a cut that good. Who the hell do you get in prison in Idaho? That's a great damn haircut.
That's the McVeigh barber.
They bring in like a Manley and Sons guy. They got a Floyd.
They got a Floyd's
inside
in
prison.
Is justice?
No, of course not. It's daycare.
This guy goes, and also we're all wondering what's going on with that sick fucking Hyundai.
Where is it?
He demands the Hyundai.
Listen. I want that white Hyundai.
Daycare people.
Steve, if you could tell the judge one thing today, what would it be?
Do what's right. Do what you know. And before people died in their sleep.
There was an emotional scene on the courthouse steps as other members of the Gonsalves family entered, but he stayed outside in protest. But the families are divided. The family of Madison Mogan is happy with the deal.
We support the plea agreement 100%.
We support
Many
Kohberger.
questions remain unanswered. Do you think the family members will ever hear why this was done?
I know there's this yearning from the family members to find out the motive, to find out where the knife is, to find out why this happened. I've learned that the prosecution and the investigators
I don't think they're
have told
caring about the
families
knife
that
as much.
after
Why would they care about
sentencing
that?
happens,
No, I don't
they'll
think they
sit
care.
down with them.
I want to know where the fucking knife
we
is.
know-
My daughter was slayed.
We
but I
know,
need to know
we
where the
know
tool
the
was.
victims want to know where the knife is. They know they want to frame it. We know that they.
It's like newsflash, buddy. The knife is in your whore daughter. So. All right.
Somehow.
I'm kidding.
You somehow managed to do
You
this.
topped your last one.
That's
What was the
crazy.
last one that everyone hated Connor
Good riddance.
for?
His good riddance.
That was somehow
He just
crazier.
did another good riddance.
I was trying to top John. I don't know.
Connor's
You
actually
did.
not that mean.
No, I'm not.
And then when he does do it, it's like, wow.
Let's bleep that. Let's bleep that. I feel terrible about that.
No, that was good.
I mean, Joey was in a movie.
riddance,
Joey
McNutt.
was in a movie
No,
called
no,
The
no.
Whores.
That's called acting. It's an art.
I was acting too. I was acting like a scumbag.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
well,
an
you
act.
I was
fooled
acting
me.
like a piece of shit.
It was all an act. That was fine.
No, I feel so
And tell them
terrible.
That was good.
I'll never work in this
No,
town.
you're going.
Jeez,
You're
look at this.
going with the show.
Look at the
Satire.
pause.
It's all
It's satire. I don't mean
it's
that.
1A.
And I really don't mean that.
1A.
1A. 1A.
thing they know.
Kohberger appeared in court in a shirt and tie. He stood to take the
Yeah.
oath to tell the truth. Perhaps the last time he will ever wear
That's
civilian
Ruben.
clothes.
He's a Nazi. Get away from him.
Typical burning of a witch.
He's damn fucking
witch
Salem
hunt.
witch hunt over here.
Unbelievable.
I'm spiraling.
Are you actually freaking out over what you
Connor,
said?
come on.
No, it was,
That was
that's
so
not-
inhumane.
That was great.
Connor,
Come on.
I don't even. That's not me.
I say
That's not what I
say
do.
10 of those a week.
No,
There's a darkness in
You're
you.
fine. No.
Sometimes it comes out and it's okay.
Fine.
That was pretty twisted.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Honestly, that was sick.
I see it.
I had a
You see what?
The darkness. It drips from your tongue in those moments. Like poison.
You're okay, man.
Formal apology. That was really.
Don't apologize. Embrace it.
Don't apologize.
You're good.
Yeah, exactly. Embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
See, now you just pissed off both sides. It's like the guys that were too empathetic.
Yeah.
They hate you, and now the guys that think you're a cock, you apologize.
Yeah,
They hate you.
You just go, yeah.
You got to pick a lane.
So you're saying right back to center again.
There we go.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Midline Connor.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
That was funny, though.
Not to me.
That was funny, though. I loved it. I loved
it.
every fucking word.
I thought it was wrong.
This video was kind of funny to me.
Let me see this shit.
So, it's like a retarded couple sitting at a park and they're eating Wendy's, and this cholo comes up and like G checks them,
Yeah.
and like asks like the guy like what set he's in and shit, and It's actually kind of uncomfortable. Has this ever happened to you, Connor? I've been G-checked.
I haven't
once.
listened to a word anyone said for the last 10 minutes.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, I'm spiraling because I'm like, my parents I know are anticipating the episode. So, but it doesn't matter.
They've heard every episode.
Come on.
I know. You guys got in my head. You made me sound. But it doesn't matter.
They saw your good riddance.
No, I don't think they did.
They're like, what do you know about good riddance, Connor?
Oh God, sweet Connor.
You're fine.
Connor, it's
fine.
okay.
It's great.
It's fine. What's the video?
Good.
Let's move on.
Focus.
now.
Let's hyper
Let's
focus
move
on
on.
Connor right now.
Now,
okay, bud?
I'm kind of in a position where I feel like I need to hyper focus on this.
No, for what?
You should take your shirt off.
That was really mean of me.
Connor, it wasn't. We've been making mean jokes the whole time, and it was funny.
He's in a movie calling them whores.
I
He's
know.
in a literally like
Yeah, he's
paid
literally-
thing.
What I did was
but that's
so much
acting.
worse. No, it's not.
He starts buying it.
I wrote my own lines.
fully
So,
gaslit.
and you wrote my lines though too. So you've doubled. You're wrong in both.
Okay. All right,
No,
all right.
it's fine. It's satire.
All right.
We're fucking silly. It's a silly pod. Get over it.
Fucking satire.
My bad.
It is very funny.
Satire.
I have a moment of crisis over what you're saying on a comic podcast live on the podcast. It's so funny.
It is very funny doing this.
So
where, like,
self-aware.
out of nowhere, I'll be like, "Oh God."
I know, because I forget these are real people we're talking about
I know.
sometimes.
I know.
So
That
hit me like a ton of bricks.
Like
I
I've
was like,
said,
fuck.
every week when Monday comes, I go, "Oh my God, what have I done?"
Yeah, we're predator drone pilots.
I've gotten really good at not caring about what I say or
You
do.
can't, man. You can't care.
Got to keep moving.
It's all in jest. It's all in jest. You know. So anyway,
We're
so this couple. So this is an interesting video. I'm just gonna let you watch. So I explained it. It's a little Mexican couple. They're sitting at a park. They're setting up their camera for them to eat Wendy's like hogs, and.
So funny. I have a picnic with Wendy's,
and I'm pretty sure this woman like has. She's not legally retarded, but I think she's retarded.
Close.
Yeah.
You know, like 85, 84 is
She's
retarded.
Forrest Gump.
And to keep in mind, when I put this on, I thought like the Zodiac was going to come up to them with the way it goes. When you and your man are having a beautiful night on live and some creepy ass comes and press us. I thought like a Zodiac guy, and then it's like a fucking it's like a Cholo guy.
It's the Diaz brothers.
It's the Diaz
Going on,
brothers.
bitch. We got that fucking Wendy's, bitch. That's my Wendy's. Let me have a drink of that fucking soda.
You said what? Hey, my little back. Oh, hey.
So she's got some sort of Down syndrome that you get from eating too much fast food.
Eating too many Takis.
So far,
she
seems
the
like
red 40
a pretty
Down
basic.
syndrome.
Yeah, her blood is red from red by 40. Yeah. So then they look behind them.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, homie?
Game bang. Huh? I don't game bang. You don't game bang? Nah. Sure? Yeah. You don't kick one nobody?
You don't gangbang?
You don't kick one nobody? Nah.
It's
You sure?
real.
Yeah. You're not from Chisa? Nah. You sure? Yeah. Huh? On game bang. You sure? Yeah. What about you? That's my female.
What about you?
It's safe to say no.
What about you? Do you gangbang?
That's why he's threatening his chick. It's creepy.
They're going up to. Well, everyone was upset in the comments that this guy didn't like stand up and confront him, and I'm like,
Well, he might
that's
have a
how
knife.
Why would you?
That's how you get
Yeah.
killed. Like, don't
Yeah.
do that. But it is funny that he G-checked the retarded girl.
This guy's a coward.
They're both wearing Velcro Skechers. This is probably the only like hour they're allowed out of the house to go eat Wendy's
They
at
have
the
fidget
park.
spinners. and-
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "What's your set, homie?
Yeah.
What's your set?" And it's like a guy. He thinks they're in a gang because they have like horrific like Down syndrome arthritis.
Spider legs.
Yeah. He's stimming and like,
Yeah.
what are you throwing up?
This guy's stimming. Yeah.
He's doing this.
This guy's like, hot water bun, baby. And this guy's like, what?
Have you seen my baseball? He goes, what's that code for, homie?
He's like bathwater's blue, homie. you a cramp, homie?
This guy looks a little too old. I would assume this is like a gang initiation thing where we have to like run up on somebody, but he looks like he's been in the gang.
He does look a little too old, yeah.
Because a similar thing you asked me, something did like this happen one time I was on.
No, I think he's just crazy gang.
Yeah,
I think this is probably like they're in a park where him and his pals like to chill. And he's sick of these, like, fucking influencers with their, filming their wins.
You think he's more upset by just like he's like our culture's turning to shit. He's like everything's fucking content.
Maybe I might be giving him too much credit, but that's my only guess about why he would decide.
Yeah, that's
he's like trying to
possible.
scare them out of the park, clearly. And he knows they're not in a gang.
It's because this
When's the
guy.
last time a gangster had a picnic with Wendy?
That's what I'm confused by. It's a mentally ill gangbanger.
Yeah,
but I mean, this kid is like Mexican. Maybe he looks like some Edward guy that
Yeah, maybe
he thinks he's like flexing.
But then why would he do it to the chick too?
Maybe
he's trying to scare them out of the park so that
Yeah.
they just don't come. He's sick of people like this at his park.
At his park, yeah, and he's smoking a blunt in the corner.
He probably sells drugs at this
I
park.
think he's just jealous. They're a happy couple enjoying Wendy's at night, and this guy is nothing. He's a fucking old faggot who's gang banging, and he's a loser. And he
you
wants
think
to
you're
bully
better than
him.
me because you found your fucking soulmate, homie?
Yeah, he's like, what, you having a good time in this night? Like, you having a dinner?
I think
you on a date, homie?
He sells drugs at this park, and he's sick of losing customers because they roll up and see normal people having a fucking picnic, and he's like, oh, I don't want to be involved with that.
In my head, that's like the perfect cover to sell drugs.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. Just,
To you and I,
just two Down syndrome people having Wendy's.
Yeah.
To a street person, I think they might go like, "Oh, this is fucking suspicious."
I did have a similar thing happening when I was a young teenager. I was skating on the street called Samoa in Tahunga, which Tahunga is like, it's a big suburb kind of really, but it's like there's two streets, Pinewood and Samoa, that are like the hood. They are like really sketchy, and the streets are all fucked up. And forgive me if I said this on the podcast, but I was skating on the street. It was like maybe like midnight with some friends, and this dude runs up and he has a gun in his waistband. He goes, "Hey, you Tunerville?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "You sure you're not Tunerville?" And I'm like literally like 5'1", I'm fat, I have like long blonde hair, and I go, "Does it look like I gangbang?" I sassed the hell out of him. I don't know what came over me. And these two kids my friends were next to me, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Do I look like a gangbang?" He goes, "No, I guess not." And he walked away.
He
It was kind of like the
respected that.
perfect thing to say.
Yeah, he was like, "All right, yeah, I look kind of like a fool," and that is a good point.
But he was young too, so I'm like, "Oh, this is like initiation. Like he has to go like press somebody or
Sure,
like
yeah.
kill like a rival gang member." So he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I know. I asked these guys to look like they were in TVR if they're Tunerville." Like he had to go back and say something.
Tunerville,
but-
yeah, I know about them.
Now, I think the presence of normal, nice people at a park makes it so that the police are more willing to guard it. So that draws police. It's like, now you can't deal drugs there. It's like, let's keep this park fucked up so I can keep selling drugs here.
One time, some Asian Gran Torino gangbangers pressed me and David, my friend that we've all met.
You got pressed by Asians? That sucks.
Yeah, it was annoying. They were like genuinely like they were like
embarrassing as hell.
Blows, dude.
They kept like walking into us because they kept crashing.
They got samurai swords.
But they checked David, but they didn't even check me because I was such a fat like loser at the time. I had like sweatpants on because I had just seen 8 Mile, so I was like, sweatpants are sick. I was like, just wait. I was like, I thought it was cool to like pull sweatpants out of a dumpster and be like I just vomited on myself, Mom, spaghetti. And I just looked so sad. They didn't touch me, but they pressed down my friend, and then they looked through his backpack for shit. Yeah, they looked through David's backpack, and then they just kept saying the N-word a bunch, and in my mind I kept wanting to be like, excuse me.
have some respect.
Yeah, they
please.
circled us, and then like the head of them came over and like apologized later because he was worried we would like call the cops. I think.
Oh, that's Asian shit. Yeah, they felt guilty.
Yeah.
You know, when I deal with like street people like this, like I talk to people at the bar who are like this. I've gotten in like verbal altercations. You just have to be like, your life is as a white man. If you're like a white guy and you get confronted by like a gangbanger, you just have to be like, your life is a Looney Tune to me. I don't understand a word you're saying. And if you hurt me, there will be consequences. And just be like, if he's like, "Hey, well, so homie, you," I'd be like, "Just keep going, bud. Just go out, get away from me."
It's
and
the worst advice I've ever
That sounds terrible.
Shoo, you are a Looney Tune to me.
No,
You got nothing to lose. You're a loser.
Bye-bye, Bugs
No,
Bunny.
literally.
Get on,
No,
go
no, no.
ahead.
No, this is, listen, I've done
Hey,
this.
Daffy Duck, take a hint. Hit the road.
Exactly. No, because they have their own world. They don't have the white guy world where normal people live. So if you act like that, they're just like, what?
Yeah.
This guy's telling me to kick rocks?
Who's the Mexican
what
mouse?
do I do?
Hey, Speedy Gonzalez,
do
beat
that.
it.
You can't be scared.
Back to Toontown, you damn cartoon.
They don't know how to respond to that. If they
Yeah.
don't know how to be like, oh, white guy world.
Sure.
I was expecting to be intimidated. Why? If you act like you're unintimidated, you're just like, get out of here, you fool. They'll be
Until you
like,
run
oh,
into a
the
guy
league.
that is willing to just punch you and rob you.
Done this hundreds of times.
I know what you mean.
You've done it hundreds of
Act
times.
like you're on your way to the
hundreds of times.
Act like you're on your way to the country
They're
club.
like, get out!
Yeah.
This is a profit center. My business. Move
are a lot
along,
of people who
Banner.
are
Like it's
not-
crazy.
Get out of here, homeboy. We'll make some chips.
Exactly. They don't know how to respond. They lose their minds. They're like, all right, I guess I'll leave.
Yeah.
This guy's not intimidated by me, and he doesn't understand what I'm saying, so I'll leave. I just don't. He's not a gangbanger. Yeah.
There's a lot of non-legitimate gangsters who will just they get off on sort of trying to intimidate you, but they're not actually. They'll never actually get violent with you. So that will work on those guys. But when you're running to a guy who's actually there, and he's desperate, and he wants to rob somebody, he's gonna.
If he's alone, or he might just kill. He might kill people not in the gang.
I went to go do an errand at the bar this morning. I'm walking back out front, and then this fucking black guy with his girl is like a crackhead. Looks at me like I'm falling too closely. He's like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking walking. What are you talking about?" He's like, "What are you doing? What are you?" And he was like, "On." You just kept walking.
Yeah, you
It's
just
like, they
gotta
don't know what to
sound
do.
like you gotta sound like a white guy that's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, you gotta Uncle Stan them, and then they don't understand, and they leave.
Walking through Skid Row, there's a bunch. Well, it's way cleaned up for the Olympics, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'd be guys that will come walk up real close to you while you're waiting at a fucking crosswalk or whatever. And if you just don't react at all, they'll just be like,
Dude, they get
shit,
confused.
they just walk away.
Yeah, you don't give them the reaction they want. They
yeah.
get confused, and then if it escalates to that, make them think you might say the N word, and then
You're gonna get so many people.
This is literally what not to do.
No. Make them think you might do it. Make you think you might do it, and then they know there's going to be consequences if they hurt you.
The N word is the consequence.
No.
John's right.
John's right. That's why I actually did this once. These guys were trying to check me out front of Union Station one time. These black guys. And I was like, "Get out of here, you damn N-word street pigeons!"
No, I think they think the more racist you are as a white guy, the more odds the cops will defend you.
John's advice right now is you call them a Looney Tune, all right? Call them Bugs Bunny to the face. If that doesn't work, you call them the N-word.
It works every time.
We're making jokes here. I actually think John's correct.
It's crazy.
You're way off. You've been off on a lot of stuff.
No, I'll be honest with you.
I kind of know what he's saying. I kind of know what he's saying.
No, if you
John
act like
is also talking about crazy people at Union Station. These aren't they're
gangbangers.
If you ignore schizophrenic people, they're going to be like, "Oh, he's a figment of my imagination."
Right, it works on schizo.
It works on homeless schizos. I've had tons of little fucking gangbangers come in and try to intimidate me, try to do their stupid shit at my bar, and I go, "So whoop," coming in saying shit. I'm like, "Get the fuck out!
It's a lot different.
Leave now,
You're the bartender.
you weirdo." And it's just
this situation right now, though. If they just completely ignored him, he would have just socked him in the back of the head.
They're not white. I'm saying as a white man, if you're as a white guy,
okay. Let's move on.
Yeah.
They go,
if you're a white guy.
woo, you go, so long.
Exactly.
Buddy boy.
Yeah. A guy walked into my bar.
Who are you?
That's crazy. You gotta act like you're not scared.
This play was on me. Alright.
It's so sad.
What the fuck you looking at, huh? Yeah, you turn the fuck on me.
What are you looking at? I would go.
This fat pig just went back to eating immediately.
She
It's
literally,
unbelievable.
she went right back to eating.
Anyways, the new junior bacon cheeseburger is really good. There's the bacon's bigger.
She went right. She has no clue what happened. She thinks they just got confronted by a bear.
Clapping at him.
She thinks they just got confronted by a Boyle Heights bear.
He opens his jacket and the guy runs away.
Alright. What the fuck you looking at, huh? Yeah, you turn the fuck on
You're
me.
scary.
You feel me? Alright.
And then you hear the fireworks in the background, which is just classic.
That was his
The
buddies.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
She just keeps eating. She just keeps eating red food.
She has Takis.
That ruins the night, though, man. Night's ruined.
Yeah, that would ruin the night.
Yeah,
That would
gotta go
ruin the
home.
night.
Yeah.
The cookout has ended.
You call them Bugs Bunny.
No, you literally.
If that doesn't work, you say the N-word.
Bang some pots and pans, say the N-word.
The street people can smell like
you
liberal
draw a
white
tunnel
people.
on a wall. You hope they run right into that tunnel.
Wait for them to stop talking. Then.
Shut the fuck up. Liberal white people.
John, you are spiraling. Okay, we believe you're a big tough street guy.
No, I'm not a big
Let's
tough street guy.
go.
I just know how to fucking talk to the fucking
John,
psychos.
you're a street king. Let's move on.
You're the king of the streets.
I'm just saying.
I kind of know what John means.
No, he does a lot of crazy people at the bar. It's different though from like being at a bartender in a place that has
absolutely.
security in it. It's a lot different than being accosted on the
This
street.
guy walked up to me. I would go, get the hell out of here, hombre.
Time for a siesta for you.
Pull your damn pants up.
He might get confused by that. He might be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
you're not scared of me.
There's
You're
a
telling me
chance.
to take a siesta. It
There's
might
a chance.
Because
There's
like,
a
if
chance.
your odds are getting your ass kicked or looking like a fag,
John, you're
like,
sticking
you
up a
gotta-
storm right now. By the way,
Really? I
Yeah,
put deodorant on.
your
dude.
pits.
What are you talking about? I have deodorant on, bro.
there's a smell.
Come on, brother. I got tons of deodorant on.
Yeah, your pits smell okay. You have like there's like a musk to you, but it's
I got
fine.
a shower now.
This
What
is
are you
just,
talking
I think
about?
Joey's just a little insecure because you were attacking our hygiene on like one of the pages.
No,
I
I've
think
been
that's what's
smelling
happening.
something. I stink all the time.
I
Do you
have,
stink
I have
now?
slight BO, but I don't think
No,
it's
you
me.
you're good.
It might be Connor.
It's not coming from me.
It might be the stench
No,
of.
it's
It might
not
be Connor. The stench of Connor's evil
not-
after that
I
joke.
don't
Hey.
think I'm
To be
fucking-
honest, I did just
Hey.
do your armpit didn't when I did a close up, but I'm getting something.
You're smelling yourself.
No, John, just smell.
Devin smells fine. I got fucking Aesop shit on. I'm fucking good, bro. No,
Is it your shoes?
I don't know. Whatever. We'll
These
figure
are
it out.
clean
after.
clothes. Everything I'm wearing is
It's
clean.
your
I'm
cock.
showering.
It's your cock
It's
again.
not my cock. I have a
Smell
shower
your
now.
cock. Smell your cock. Smell your own cock.
I can't smell my
This
own
is
cock.
cock.
dude.
You are being. This is directly insecure. Of
You're
the
insecure.
Patreon.
No, I smell like
You're a
soju.
smelly pig.
You guys all smell.
Devin just smelled my cock.
Don't smell
You
like
just got
anything.
Devin to smell my cock. That was the. That was
We
the,
worked that out before.
Shit,
We did not work. That's insane.
Like, I bet you can make them smell your cock.
That's nuts.
No, I smell like something. It's not insecure. I smell like soju a
You're a
lot.
maniac.
I don't. I really was smelling something. But anyway,
I got a shower now. I'm good.
I know. You better never stink again. By the way,
I don't usually. There was that one day, but that was a mistake.
just a bad shirt or whatever. But
My stinks come from my farts and toots. Like that's my. I will
my
give
farts,
that.
my farts and tooth.
your farts and your
I'll
tooth.
give that up, dude.
Yes.
You know, I got smelly ones. Wow. Well, you know, I just have tight little turds in my ass, and then the gas. Never mind. Well, what the fuck?
Like a windstream test on a vehicle.
Exactly.
I think we did it, man.
So tell.
Yeah.
That was a good app.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
That was ups and downs. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was action packed. Fucking breaking news. Connor's dad. John's cock smelling.
Action packed
How
up.
dare you?
Yeah.
Full movie.
Yeah.
How dare you?
A full movie.
We're making movies here.
We're making. Oh yeah, we have a whole friggin' movie we
We have a
made.
whole movie.
Oh yeah.
Love you, folks.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.